All right, and we are back to talk about tokusatsu once again. Starting with this week's Gozuger, I can't help but feel so bad for Hoeru.
Yeah, and it's funny too though because like we finally meet his brother because a couple weeks ago, yeah, we finally learned that him and his brother got separated, but the whole idea that his brother is basically the exact opposite of him. He has a job, but he has a job as the most hateable man on the planet.
Oh my god, yeah, it's fucking AI X Dreams. Uh, I do also love it's just cute little character work finding out that like his little circle thing is to contrast his brother's X thing and the like you're my prey is
Yeah.
something that he got from his brother. That's
Mhm.
really cute. And honestly, the first bit of this episode is so hard to watch because I know people had basically been thinking that it was his brother since the preview or whatever. And
Mhm.
it's like, it kind of had to be because, like, you introduced the Ring Hunter, and then it's like, what do we cut to? His brother immediately coming back. It's like, well, I know who that is.
Yeah.
But just seeing Hoeru be so genuinely happy
Mhm.
is so sad because you know that this is about to like not end well.
Yeah, it does suck for that. But what's also really funny though too is that like we do see Ring Hunter, and he's the only one that's allowed to talk to what is it, the big man what was it the
Hegajun, the queen.
yeah the only one allowed to talk to the queen,
Well,
and the
he's the
fact
only
that
one that she responds to or whatever.
yeah, and the fact that Fire Candle is angry, it's like no, he's my rival. It's so funny. Honestly, I was just happy to see more Fire
I do
Candle. I
love
love
Fire
him.
Candle. His actor is like really going for it, and I do appreciate that because he's a very fun like hammy antagonist rival stuff.
Mhm.
I know people are at this point in time they're kind of like, oh my god, Horu's brother, he needs to have like the redemption arc and become the sixth or whatever, and I'm like, but
Nah.
what if Fire Candle? At this point, here's the thing, I don't think the six is going to be any of these guys.
Nah.
But if it was going to be, I think like Fire Candle being the one who defect would be kind of insane.
Yeah. That
Uh,
would be funny. And like oh my god. It's like I'm basically just like just scrubbing through again, and like every single time I see all the stuff about Kuan being like just doing the AI stuff, I'm like, oh my god, he's
yeah,
so
truly
hateable.
an AI CEO.
Yeah, that legitimately kills his employees.
Yep. We don't technically know if he killed them, but it's assumed at least.
Yeah.
Uh, he could have done something much worse. Uh,
Mhm.
which is kind of what I'm waiting to see if we're gonna get a reveal on that.
Mhm.
Uh, but the big thing is like, damn, dude, I literally him being the opposite of Hoeru, him being like competent and having a job, but just being like a hateable dude. Which is why I think
Mhm.
it's funny that like I think deep down Hoeru is a likable dude. He's just so
Yeah.
fucking bitter about his life that he's kind of ends up being a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Uh, but like that was just rough. Also, I love seeing some of the little side stuff with some of the people this episode. I love that the intro was Ryuga being like, after Unicorn fell for my charm. She's like, shut up. Don't you know that's not what happened? You shut up. You don't get to do the recap anymore.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's that like
and
yeah,
I
that's just so funny. And after that, like we actually do get so actually wait, oh wait, no, you meant oh my god, something Kishio, I think. Oh man,
Kishio.
yeah, no,
Did I say Ryuga? I meant to say
yeah, you
Leon.
yeah, Leon, yeah. Yeah, because Ryuga, it's like we get to see Ryuga and Kinjiro, be buddies this episode,
Yeah,
and it's
he's
great.
working part time. I again I adore Kinjiro just like concept wise, attitude wise, like as a character. I love his actor who's playing it in my opinion really well too. I fucking love
Yeah.
the like, hey, Kinjiro, I'm sending you out to deliver stuff part time. I'm gonna show you how to do this. And However is like, wait, I could use a job, and he's like, no.
Yeah, yeah. No, the best part too is that like we do get the Ryuga moment of him basically just gripping Hora's shoulders and just forcing him to sit down.
Yep.
That was like,
I loved him having to do like the dog sit. It was very funny. I also
yeah.
just love Kinjiro, just like, I haven't worked part-time in 80 years.
Yeah, it's so good.
And then we
Like Kinjiro is like, it's like you said, the entire concept of him just being an old man, just reliving his life again, and just like we get to see all these like really funny things of him just like just enjoying life. It's funny.
and he lives next to Hoeru now, and apparently he kept them up with his housewarming party, which is just really funny. I wish we could have seen what the party looked like. Because all I'm thinking right now is the like Enka dancing
Mhm.
again. Du- du- du-
Yeah.
du- du-
Yeah.
du- du.
But man, like it's crazy like how much was actually in this episode, because like halfway we actually do get to see like a bunch of fights, and we get to see Hoeru do an angry transformation, which is hilarious. He just claps really fast.
Yep.
Just-
And I know
just-
everyone's been talking about how much they like the I forget what the evil bad guy toy is called, but the
Oh my
gun
God, I don't
transformation,
Yeah.
where instead of doing the claps, it's like Cock's gun.
Yeah.
Which also, man, that suit with the cape just ends up looking so sick.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah,
Also-
like this episode just ends with just sadness, man.
Man, okay, we're gonna talk about that before we get to that. Also, going back to the queen, she absolutely was like, I'm going to see my husband again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Tega Sword, what did you do, Tega Sword?
Yup. Oh,
Uh,
actually, now that we're talking about AI bro stuff, like the entire world of Bridan, like someone was pointing out that it looks AI generated. Like you could tell that someone actually like intentionally made it look AI generated, because like there's two haphazardly placed moons. Things are like buildings are being like forced into each other and stuff like that. So like
if that's on purpose, that's kind of insane.
yeah, like it looks just creepy. Like it's great. It's great. I like it.
Yeah, and we find out that the queen is Tega June, and she's like, I want to see my husband. I'm like, what the fuck did you do, Tega Sword? This is your
Yeah.
fault somehow. I'm just gonna be saying this early on now, so that if it ends up being true, I can be like, I knew it 35 episodes ago.
Yeah.
But no, the like setup with her, and then with the ring hunter and him having to hunt down his brother, dude. That like midway before the anger transformation, that shit made me sad. The like, you will always be empty. You suffered too much trauma and you're irreparably broken. You'll never have a dream. You can never be like that to horror.
Yeah, just whispering all that. Like I said, they just made him absolutely hateable. And this is after like him like being so happy, like giving him the good sushi, like and like like whenever we see like that big like enamel bowl of sushi, like we know like it's like, oh yeah, that person's rich as hell.
Yep.
And like
And especially like, oh my god, the only thing you were ever doing was chasing after me, so you're not your own person, you don't have your own dream. Like, oh god. It's giving me like the evil version of I don't remember if you ever watched Lost Galaxy.
I did not.
But the basic gist is that the Red Ranger for that show is not the Red Ranger who gets chosen at the beginning. At the beginning, it's his brother who gets chosen, and then his brother basically ends up falling into a pit that they can't save him, and so he gives him the sword. And so throughout the series, he has the like, am I really meant to be the Red Ranger? Like it should have been my brother. Which leads to some stuff when he comes back too. But this is like the evil version of that, where your brother's gaslighting you into thinking you're not good enough.
Yeah, and like this episode being so serious, we don't even get like a fight intro. Like we do get to see King Kandlar, and like that's the fight we get. But the whole thing is that like Hoeru just like gets forcefully like after we finally get a roll call, it's like he basically gaslights him into just like being the lone wolf that he's like he supposedly said he was.
Yep.
And like says it's like we're all rivals. I'm gonna fight you all, and then like just forces a fight.
And then when the King Candler comes down, kind of just like gets his ass beat by fucking Fire Candle, and he's like Fire Candle doesn't even want to beat him. He's like, no, fighting you with this dead look in your eyes, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, but yeah, and yeah, just like just beats him. Like it's like it really is just sad. Like it's like if you're not fighting your best, you're not worth beating. Like honestly, I love that trope where
I
it's like
do. It's
yeah.
such a good trope. And also, I fucking love the ending of this episode being that, like, he comes down the rest of the Gozujers, which, by the way, we didn't talk about the other really touching scene where, you know, Kinjiro's like, I'm gonna get, you know, Hoeru boy, I'm gonna get him a house, like a neighborly moving in present or whatever. And he's like, and, you know, he gets asked by, uh, oh god.
Ryuga?
No. I'm not trying to,
Oh yeah,
not say Ryuga. It's because it's Rikuo.
Oh, Rikuo, yeah.
Yeah, that's it's another R name, so I'm just like, wait a minute. No, but it's Rikuo who's like, you know, like, oh, we're gonna have to fight him eventually. And as an old man, he's gotta deliver his words of wisdom. That it's like, well, you know, when you're old, all you're gonna have is memories of people, so you might as well make them good memories while you have the chance. And it's like, that's sweet. That's nice. It's wholesome. Only for them now, all of them to be like, well, we can't give up on our dreams, so we'll take you out now. And he's just like, I've never had a dream, and he just like takes off the ring and just ditches it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like, you know, just crazy things, and a lot of it is just because of Kuon. Like he curb stomps them, and not only does he summon them, he gets to steal their powers by shooting them in the back. He shoots fellow Sentai in the back, just which is
To use
insane.
them as weapons, as he said, because
Yeah, like,
they're anyway, real good writing anyway, unlike the like bad guy using being evil thing. Honestly, very good vibes.
Well, I mean, good vibes in the writing.
Yeah,
bad
like
vibes
the
for what's
writing was really
happening.
good. I was very sad. I think I was telling you before this, where it's like, man, the like gaslighting of the thing this episode, and it's still ending where like, oh, my little brother, you are my prey.
Yeah, it's, oh my god.
Whew.
Yeah, like, and you know what's the saddest part about all this? We're establishing all this, and Ryuga still has not gotten his focus episode.
No, and we're getting a. Here's the thing. I really think they're gonna make us wait for it.
Yeah, because I guess like it's like I guess because, you know, since he is such a follower of Tegasword, like, you know, it would make sense to, like, you know, give a history of Tegasword, like, you know, have an entire focus episode on why he turned to Tegasword.
I also just want to see what the fuck is going on with his dad, because you know that's also going to be some trauma there with his doctor dad who would never believe him.
Yeah.
But man, slightly unrelated. I saw some people talking about it. Because I think we've talked about this. As you know, for Gozuger, there's going to be a completely original red.
Is
where there is. They're doing a contest for people in Japan, and you could submit your red designs basically. And so at one point we're going to see a like fully original red from a show, basically from a quote unquote show that we've never seen before.
Oh, interesting.
So at some point we're going to see a completely original red, like I just said. And the big thing is people are saying that might be what the I forget his name because it's been a bit, but what the fake Taya comes back as.
Oh, true.
So like after he's gone and he's leveled up, his like new suit would be, that's a guy we've never seen before.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be cool. Oh man.
Also, rest in peace, Dinosaur Professor. He did just take his body too.
Yeah, just.
I thought
just shoots him in the back, and
I was like, okay, he lost the ring. There's no reason to like deal with him anymore. So I guess at least he's gonna survive. No, he just took him.
Yeah. It's so messed up.
But it looks like we're finally getting the full Hoeru like episode where like I don't know if he's gonna discover his real dream or what it's gonna happen, but he finally gets to actually use the wolf sword, which I honestly forgot that he didn't have.
Yeah, but also I really love the image of like, him wearing the mask, because it actually does look like, oh look, the wolf got muzzled. Like it's such a great visual.
It's a fun one. So I honestly am very excited about next week's episode. They really did set up his brother to be like the worst.
Yeah. Also, what's really funny about the way that they posed him too, like with the way that he's holding out the with the way that he's holding out the caliber. They basically kind of like almost make it look like what's his name, Saba,
Yep,
the one from Die Ranger.
Yep, from Die Ranger, which again might legitimately just be another like Tommy reference, since we already have the Die Ranger like based costume for the cockpit.
Yeah, true.
For
Yeah,
the White Die Ranger.
yeah, which is actually really cool that we learned about it, because like, like say, oh, actually no, I think you were talking about this last week about how it's like, say, yeah, we actually want to see them in this, like their faces controlling the suits. So that's why we have this pure outfit.
I like the outfit. I know some people don't like it. I
Mhm.
I do kind of wish they could be in suits in there, because there is something cool about them being in the full suit in the cockpit. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that might be for like a super mode or something later.
Yeah.
Uh, but for now, everything has been really fun, and I've been enjoying the directions that they're going in. So I'm just kind of let them. I'm gonna let them cook. I don't really have any like real complaints that aren't like me
Yeah.
being nitpicky.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, and it's pretty great too, because like we do see that, like, we had like this cool guy with a cape, and yeah. uh oh man.
anyway,
Also, talking about capes, Immortal Legends Batman. Just as a quick aside.
yep, we're getting Tokusatsu Batman, written by I would say one of our goats, Kyle Higgins, who writes for Radiant Black. He wrote for a bunch of the American Power Ranger comics before this.
Mhm.
6-issue limited series that is basically Tokusatsu Batman, and he has a fucking sick ass cape. So does Robin.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks sick, and like apparently the designs have been in the works from Dan Mora for like since 2019.
Dude, Dan Mora. I've been freaking out about this because I think I told you uh, that the art was by Dan Mora or whatever, but like Dan Mora is one of my favorite comic book artists, like currently working, and so it's like,
Mm.
man, it's one of my favorite writers and one of my favorite artists. I am eating. Uh, but it
Yeah.
looks sick. Maybe we'll talk about it when it comes out. But there's
Yeah.
really not much to say other than go look at those designs.
Yeah,
The
they're just
funniest one is
awesome.
Red Hood, because he just already has a helmet, so he just looks like that anyway. Uh,
Yeah.
but all the other ones with helmets look honestly fantastic. Uh,
Mhm.
but then we've got
Oh man.
this week's Gav.
Oh man, so yeah, like this is the second episode of this arc, and I'm in love with it. Like, because like, I mean, we were basically saying it last week, but just the full extent of how much Jeeb just sold out Stomach Inc.
It's so,
Holy
first of
crap.
all, it's so good. Apparently good enough that apparently like on Japanese Twitter, people are being like, "Oh, poor Lanta, poor
Yeah, poor Longo. Yeah,
poor
like,
Longo,
yeah,
rip in peace."
he wasn't in the show for
He was too
he
busy
was
running the company, and now he's gotten taken over.
yeah, just completely taken over. And yeah, like it's crazy. And like, we basically see, the president basically, like, giving dark treats to the elite all of a sudden. It's like,
Yep,
oh
they can start
man.
controlling them, and it's like this is good. We also get to see that the princess is fucking strong as fuck. Uh,
Yeah,
Immediately
like,
blast Vlam and Varu conform Gav out of their fucking suits in like one hit.
yeah, which is
One hit
crazy.
with like
Yeah.
basically being like, okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Yeah, and it's like, we see that with Lisa and stuff like that. And man, and she's like, oh, you survived it. And it's like, she is like, whenever they make characters like, just innocently creepy like this, it's
Oh
like,
my god. She's so good at that too, because again, the whole thing with
yeah.
like she treats Jeeb as like a toy that she owns.
And
Uh
talking about Jeeb, the mirror.
okay, so I thought, seeing the screenshots, I've this whole time I've been thinking, oh, he's looking at himself and he's seeing Sheeta because they're twins. The
No.
fact that he put on the Sheeta disguise and was wearing it so that he could see her face, but then
Yeah.
also we only see the reflection, and the reflection is not like talking, like we don't see her lips move when we hear
Yeah.
the Jeep talking, and
Mm.
she just looks horrified at him.
Yeah. And then Lizzo says, "Oh, you look fine in either form." Like, oh my god, this is
It's so insane. It really is
Oh my
setting up like
god.
this like fucking fall uh where Jeeb is probably
Yeah.
going to give up everything just to not really get enough. He
Yeah.
sold out everything, but it's probably like not going to give him what he wants, because what he wants is Cheetah. But his real way to have, been able to stay with Cheetah honestly would have been to leave Stomach Inc. Because it would have ended in tragedy if any way you stayed.
Yeah. And for the Happy Pirate stuff, which actually is really fun. It's really fun. We get all this really like this episode, the way they balance out all the Happy Pirate stuff with the really fucked up Stomach Ink stuff is so good. Like it's like, oh hey, let's have a horrifying scene, and then here's Hanto being a very competent journalist.
Yeah, I loved that he was like, let's do this, and then they well, what would I do if I was doing this? Hey, a cold drink's on me. Let's go. And they go to like a convenience store, and it turns out that he has been around nearby, and they're like, see? And then I love that it turns out that the dude worked at a bathhouse.
Yeah. Oh man, and it like works out too, because that's when people are like happy, people are just relieved after a bath, and that's a great place to scope out people to,
and especially because them. Like from the whole bit from like a public bath in Japan is you're gonna go as like a special occasion kind of thing a lot of the times, like, oh, we just won the basketball game, let's go out and have a bath.
Yeah, or just using the bath just to like just relax out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I first of all, I love that Hanto and Shoma, chase this guy down, and Locky is immediately like, is there some place people wouldn't go? And she's like, yeah, maybe the boiler room. Take me there now.
Yeah, like,
dude stands on business.
Exactly. What is up? Like everyone in this cast is just so competent. It's so great.
And the fun thing is that like they're competent in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, like Shoma can fight. Like, he is very, very tanky. Lakia is just good at everything, apparently.
Lakia's great, but Lakia's also like no nonsense. He's just gonna be like, cool, we were here to save the people. Where would the people be? They'd be in this room. Let's go.
And Hanto and Sachika being the resident humans, they just are humans in the world, so they know what to do.
and again, both of them are clever in different ways. Where she figured out Hanto was Valen just from finding out that Shoma was Gav, and it was just kind of like, oh, she's not dumb, and Hanto is a reporter who's gotten all his basically little detective work done for his story. So it's just good. I really enjoy it. We got to see some good fight choreography too.
And we actually get to see the return of Zakazak Chips as well too. So
very fun form. Continuing with like some of the cool choreography they do in like tight spaces, the Vlam versus the Lango agent fight in like a small corridor, like oh god, like a little corner street thing where he uses the invisible arrow to take him out. I'm not the only one who turns invisible. Like that was sick. Continues to just be insanely cool. Obviously.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Toku Stats to talk about this.
This is gonna be a great Toku Stats season once it's all over.
Yeah, the moment he loses, like it's like I don't want him to lose, but the moment Lakia gets a loss, like everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that. And then we get the really cute. We get like the double ice cream power, which ends up being very cute. They end up working together. Honestly, overall, them having so much teamwork and coming back together at the end, it's like, and everything ends so cute, and then we cut back to Stomach Inc., and then it's like, Lango, why did you summon us? And it's, Jeeb and the princess, and they're basically like, as of now, my dad owns this company. I'm the new person in charge. Jeeb's in charge of all of you. And Jeeb just going up to Lango and being like, Lango, you're back to being our number one, like, acquirer again. Procurer. Yeah. And it's like, oh god. And especially you can see it in the faces of all the other siblings where they're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like another thing I've been seeing on Twitter is just a joke about how like Lango like has just had a look of shock ever since he's come back. Like it's like, oh yeah, like Sheeta died. Oh, okay. It's like, oh, your company's taking over, huh? Like, wait, no. What happened? It's like,
and all the stuff with the president has been so good in setting up as being menacing, where he's like using the dark treats on people to control them, and he just looks at Lango like, you had plans like this, right? Be really terrible if the police found out about this. But
Yeah.
I'm very close with the police, so you
Mhm.
don't have to worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and after that, and like since we're introducing a third family, we might as well talk about how like like it's like he only cares about being a leader. That like it's like Lizelle is like it's like Lizelle has everything she wants, but it looks like she doesn't have like her father's love in a sense too. Like
Yeah, it's one
it's
of those things where she's got everything, but she doesn't like she doesn't really have anything that she actually cares about. That's why
mhm,
even when she brought the trinkets, the dad's like throws away. She's gonna get bored of them soon. Uh,
yeah,
that's probably what I assume is
yeah, like
foreshadowing for her getting bored of Jeeb soon too.
mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, basically having like a very spoiled rich, like very much very spoiled rich girl vibes. Like she's innocent, but she's spoiled.
yeah,
Like
but
she has everything.
she's also like innocent looking. But
Mhm.
honestly, I don't think anyone who would ever respond to someone and be like, "Is that how you talk to someone of my status?" I don't think that person's it. She's had people killed before. I guarantee it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. Um,
Hmm.
and again, I love her little aesthetic. It's always really funny because again, it's another one where it's like Glotta, where it's like I'm taller than Jeeb with the heels. Uh, because I love those shots of like being Jeep like this is my wife now is like leaning in.
Yeah, or I mean, I'm still also laughing now that you brought up Glotta and height. Like the whole joke about like when we saw her in graduations, she's like, we see that she was wearing like 3-inch heels. So when she's just
Oh
wearing
no,
regular
it
school
was like
shoes, it's
6 inches or
like,
something. She's like tiny comparatively. And and here's the thing, when you look back and you look at her shoes, like, oh, you can tell, but
yeah.
it's like, oh, I was never really looking that. Yeah. Uh,
Oh man.
overall,
And then yeah, such a great episode. Like just bouncing out Happy Potter and the stomach ink or just and the and the different worlds. Just oh my god, it's so good.
yep, I'm
Oh man.
kind of excited now that they've kind of like started setting it up, how much more of these clashes are going to happen. What's
Hmm.
going to happen if this is going to be one of those things where like, because obviously like, okay, Lango is not going to just like let this shit go.
Nope.
Obviously he's in a bad position. My assumption is still that Lango's like the final boss of this season. Uh so it's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
more of like a how does he get out of this? Is this going to be the like, oh, I'm going to work together with you Shoma only to betray him at the end, or is it going to
Mm,
be something else? Uh
yeah.
honestly, I'm just curious. The possibility of the fact that like cuz I've just been like, oh, Lango is going to be the final boss cuz like we haven't really dealt with Glotta. We have nothing on Yelv. And it's
Mhm.
like, oh, right, now we got to get to them so we can get to Lango. Then it's like, nope, we just got other people involved.
Yup.
Honestly, been really exciting. I just really like the way this season is going.
Yeah.
I also like these like still more lighthearted episodes after we had like what was it like 6 or 7 weeks of just like straight Honto depression.
And talking about Honto, this next episode preview, welcome back, Grease and Cross.
Oh my god, dude. The Valen Vlam episode. First of all, it looks like they're getting stuck together. I think the favorite picture I've seen is the one where Vlam transforms and Honto's just fucking drowning in the pudding. Which I've seen used with the fucking meme where it's like, hey, Honto's drowning. This ain't about him.
Yeah, it's so good. And but yeah, like I said, like I remember a couple of weeks ago, like someone said, "Oh man, I wonder if we're gonna get if we're gonna get another Grease and Cross like rivalry like this. I want to see banter like that." And then like we see this episode preview. Thank you.
Not only that,
Like
but like they were already starting to kind of banter this episode where it's just like, oh, is he just an old guy? And Vlem's already like, hey, dude, if you think that that's just a disguise, if you think he's just an old guy, that's how you're gonna get your ass kicked. And he's like, I know that.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh man. And actually talking about extras, I'm sure you've seen the theories because like we are seeing him a lot more. The candy store owner, like who
yeah,
he potentially might be to Shoma. Because like he's like we've seen him in multiple episodes, or well in like I think mostly now and some a couple of older episodes, but he is recurring, so there's a possibility that he might, man.
Here's the thing.
No, yeah.
Him showing up right
Yeah.
after Hanto's like, maybe we should look for your human family because your mom would have
Yeah.
had a family. And then
Exactly.
specifically when he goes outside and he's like, oh, they have all my favorites. And it's like, you know, taste is genetic. A lot of times stuff that you end up liking is like taste-wise is stuff that your parents liked eating. And so it's kind of like uncle, other uncle.
Yeah, like, oh man, if this is really the case, I'm like, it's like, number one, how like Toku Twitter, like, yes, they do argue about everything, but sometimes, you know, broken clock twice, once right, or broken clock right twice a day type of deal. But
Right.
man, like it's like I would have never noticed it. I would have never noticed it.
I here's the thing. I would have only noticed it this episode because this episode they kind of just like stayed on him, you know, and then it's like, oh, okay. But like, man, it is interesting. I'm curious to see what comes out of this because there's always the possibility that like Shoma's human family isn't good either. There's I don't know. There's so many possibilities with how little info we have right now. So I'm just gonna let myself enjoy the mystery, and I can't wait to see next week's Tom and Jerry antics with Vlam and Valen.
Yes, I am so excited.
But yeah, with that, we'll let you guys go. Thanks as always for listening. We will be here next week to talk about next week's Toku. And until then, later.
Later.
This program is brought to you by
Our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.